I'm not sure how they do it, guys, but the Order of Malleus, especially when they're led by bloody Sgtsmith, maybe he's in the wrong division of the Inquisition here, because they seem to keep finding Xenos to fight, not demons or heretics, so I don't know what's going on there. But Sgtsmith is going to be taking on Astartes today in his Hive Tyrant on a very big map. But I like what Astartes is doing right at the start. He's really exploiting the mobility of the Tyranids. Homguns have 6.5 speed, that is on par with the Scouts. So sending them off like this is a really good idea to cap these faraway points as soon as possible. Now on a big map like this, we're on Ashes of Typhon Redux, you can see here this is a very, very open map with a lot of space all around the place. A Rhino in Tier 2 is going to be very challenging to deal with. Now if I was Sgtsmith, I would generally be keeping my IST close to my Aversa Assassin, because I know that against the Tyranids, my IST can't really do anything. They're going to lose 1v1 against literally anything that they encounter. I mean, that's just kind of an IST thing. So at least if they're with the Aversa Assassin, that might help out a bit. And the Aversa Assassin might struggle against double termagants. If you've got the IST nearby, that can provide a little bit of support and pew pew. Might kill a few models, and, you know, that might be enough to get you to win the engagement. Strike Squad, on the other hand, they are really, really strong early on. They will wipe the floor with Hormagaunts. They don't want to fight two Hormagaunts simultaneously, but they can definitely easily wipe the floor with one Hormagaunt. Or they could even wipe the floor with two Hormagaunts if they fight them consecutively and not simultaneously. So you can be quite aggressive with your Strike Squad, but I like this play by Astartes. Look at this, he's blobbing the two Hormagaunts. Oh, he's also gone for a fast double Adrenal Gland. Wow, yeah, Strike Squad need to really get out of there. They don't want to take this fight, period. Oh, big mistake by Sgtsmith. Look, I'm telling you guys, you don't fight double melee squads with your Strike Squad until you have the Justicar. Prior to that, it's just simply not worth it. It really isn't worth it. And unfortunately, the Purgation, they're coming out a little bit too late. They did get their immobilization, got a little bit of splash damage off, but nothing too major. So what was that? Now that's 4 models bled. I mean, it's something. Now, we're only seeing one Termagant here, so that is going to make the Aversa Assassin a little bit harder to control. So I would probably slap down a few upgrades there on the Aversa Assassin, eventually. Obviously, Sgtsmith here going for quite an intensive, oh well, I was going to say quite an intensive power build, but apparently not. He's only got one gem. Which seems odd to me, given that he's gone for the fast Sarge and the Purifiers and he's only got one basic unit, not double IST. Hive Tyrant could be quite challenging to deal with as well here when they've only got one IST to focus fire in. Not a lot of ranged DPS here. Strike Squad, of course, do have their Storm Bolters, but they are known for not really having very high ranged DPS. See, this is the problem with having so few units against the Tyranids, and this is such a big map as well that it kind of exacerbates the problem. Right now he's using the Purgation to cap down here, but these are the primary anti-melee squad, and he really needs them to deal with this massive blob of melee units, which obviously the Strike Squad can't deal with. Like I said, the Strike Squad can't even deal with double Hormagaunts. Never mind double Hormagaunts are Rending Talons, Hive Tyrant, and Warriors. But here we go with a little bit of a... yeah, Rending Talons. Wait, what's that Woggy called? No, what's the... Seismic Roar, that's the ability. Okay. That seemed rather effective, using the Chem Grenade there to debuff all the damage that they're outputting. And then focus fired the Warriors with the melee attacks, even picking up the Eviscerator Axe, which is probably a good idea, actually. I actually completely forgot that he has that in Tier 1 now. So I was saying earlier, get upgrades, and I was just thinking about getting the neurotoxin pistol, but no, now you've got this in tier 1. This is definitely what you should get. Yeah, melee upgrade. But Homagons don't really want to fight the Aversa Assassin in melee, that's for sure. That would not go down super well. Because it's a melee skill thing. 55 melee skill, and the Homagons to the 70 of a hero at level 1. He's going to be proccing a lot of specials, and ooh, that was a bad chem grenade. You've got to just chill with those chem grenades, wait for them to commit to the melee fight, and then drop the chem grenade. But this is a nice, classic, big tier 1 here from Astartes, now leading on with the Raveners after the Warriors. Termagants have been sidecapping nicely. The Termagants are quite nice to sidecap because they can trade very cost effectively into the IST. And then you get to keep your double Homagons in the main blob. He could have just gone triple Homagons. They'd probably be just as good against the IST. But then you're really lacking range DPS, and that could be problematic in tier 2 against an Aversa Assassin. You really don't want to be meleeing him. Sgtsmith really needs more units, I think. I mean, he's running 3 units into 5 with inferior mobility because the Automalius are never as fast as the Tyranids. Getting some good value out of the Eviscerator Axter here, though, with his power melee. Bleeds a model, causes some backlash. I'd say that was a 1 engagement for sure for Sgtsmith, even though he lost the node and a gem. It's worth it because he's pushed so many of the Tyranids back. I think the Tyranids really were a bit overeager there. Because they're now ceding a lot of map control that they really didn't need to if they just chilled out and held back a bit. And map control could have just won this for Astartes in tier 1. If we're looking at the VPs, Astartes has a super dominant performance. But generally the way this matchup goes, you guys should know in general that Tyranids are great in tier 1 and it's all a game of holding out. But this is even more so the case with the Automalius. As your Strike Squad improve in tier 2 with the Justicar, as you get access to the Rhino in tier 2, you're really going to swing this matchup around. Especially on a big map like this, having the Rhino is going to be invaluable. That said, there is the option of the Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant, so we'll have to see how that plays out. No interceptors to tie him up easily. He's got fire on the move anyway. But yeah, I feel like it's a macro mistake to be playing such a gigantic map and you're running 3 units versus 5 against the Tyranids. I don't know how that could ever possibly go well. I feel like it doesn't matter how good your micro is in battles, you're going to get wrecked if you're doing that anyway. So, Adrenal Glands now on the Warriors, so all of these boys, excluding the Hive Tyrant of Tankia. And the Ravs are going to take that VP in the middle. Again, a really bad chem nade. I don't know why Sgtsmith is firing those off so soon. Just relax. It's not... Why do you have to be so desperate about the chem nade? Wait for them to commit to melee and then just beat them in melee. I mean, even with a chem nade, I don't think he could beat them in melee here. Here comes a Bio Meltdown, though. I don't think Astartes has realised. Yeah, that Aversa is popping off. But, damn. Dude, the fucking HP on these melee Synapse Homagons, man. It's like they just don't give a damn. Holy crap. I swear, they didn't even take damage from the backlash there as well. What the fuck? They didn't seem to take much damage. Well. It was a 1 engagement thanks to the Bio Meltdown. Just carries down the way and the Rhino is out. So if there is any combat potential, I believe it. It can definitely happen with these changes in the OM roster. Check out the HP increase, 1,234 to 1,952. I mean, this is on par with the Adrenal Gland HP increase, really. It's extremely powerful, but also remember the Justicar on the Strike Squad has a Power Sword, so he's going to be able to dice through those warrior brood models a little bit easier. And in general, he's going to be able to swing a lot of these fights. 5 generators here for Astartes, that's a mistake. You never want more than 4 generators. I'm not sure that it's really the priority right now to be gem bashing either. Certainly not if it allows your units to get outflanked. Yeah, now the strike squad just have to retreat, because they obviously, even with the Justicar, they don't want to take on all 3 of these. And we're just going to see all the melee charging forward and zoning. Here comes the Venom Cannon, and you can't tie up the... Well, you can tie up the Hive Turret with the Venom Cannon, but he does fire on the move. But he didn't force melee for some reason. That's probably a massive mistake by Astartes. This should be a dead Rhino. Oh my god, it might die anyway. No, I think it's going to get out. Are we going to see another Bio Meltdown? No, we're not, because there's no red. Oh my god. And now the other problem is that the IST are the only repairing unit, and they're at the other side of the map, so they need to retreat back to the base. We've got the assault armor now. Dude, you need to be so careful. The Hive Tyrant can force melee. I guess that would have been fine. He'd just killed him, because he's got so much melee DPS output here with the Eviscerator Axe, giving that kill zone, which then buffs the damage of the nearby strike squad. Termagant's got to get out of there. And Purgation. No, they didn't suppress the Ravenous. Big sad. The Rhino is going to come and save them, I guess. This is a bad idea. Just using a Purge by Fire. It does a very small amount of splash damage, which it can help against like Hormagaunts or something like that. Maybe even like Sluggers for the Orcs. But using it against a free model squad like Assault Space Marines, Raptors, Warriors, Raveners, terrible idea. Damage output from the Raveners is way higher. But here we go, here's a good engagement. Warriors leading the charge, they're taking a load of damage from the focus fire from the ISTs and the Rhino. And you see how the Justicar Strike Squad holds up so beautifully. And this feeds them XP, and they get exponentially better when they get more XP. Remember, if the Strike Squad are higher level than the Warriors, then the Warriors can't special attack the Strike Squad, but the Strike Squad can special attack the Warriors. That is currently the case. So as long as the Purgation are tying up this guy in melee and the Rhino is right next to the Hive Tyrant, then he can't shoot. But a little bit of a desperate play there from Astartes to try and kill the Rhino. And wow, this is punishing him, man. Very nice charge in from the flank there with the Aversa Assassin. Activated his Psychon for the damage boost, slain that Hive Tyrant and then slain a Warrior Brood. And yeah, this is pretty painful for Astartes, but the whole time he has of course been teching up, which I have to question when you've got your opponent down to 70 VPs. I probably would have just kept the pressure on. If he killed this Rhino, there's no way that the game wouldn't have been won, because there'd be no way that Sgtsmith could actually keep up on the map control. So I'd have probably kept the pressure on for a little bit longer, but he's going to try to go for some sort of Carnifex play. Again, he's committing so hard to the Bio Meltdown. I don't know why Astartes isn't like respecting it. Yeah, loses a Hormagaunt there thanks to that Bio Meltdown. I mean, he didn't have anything controlling the Aversa Assassin. Literally nothing. So the Carnifex gets out. What's it going to do? For now, it's just default, so it can't really do anything unless Sgtsmith has a colossal failure in his micro. Can't catch the Razorback. Now we can see a Melter Bomb on the Aversa Assassin to help control it a little bit. But we might see a Vortimer Razorback if it goes for a melee loadout. Well, he's going for the Vortimer Razorback right now anyway. Okay. I guess Astartes doesn't have the resources right now to really commit to anything, but he might also be waiting to see just what Sgtsmith is going to get. He knows Sgtsmith only went for a Razorback in tier 2, which is exceptionally cheap for a tier 2. So he must know that something fishy is going on. Okay, Sgtsmith apparently is going to be going for some Grey Knight Terminators. And coincidentally, we're seeing form back Carnifex for Astartes. Now that form back will be pretty good against the Grey Knight Terminators, because Grey Knight Terminators only do power melee damage. They're not really very good at killing vehicle armor walkers. Not really. That was a very strange engagement to commit to from the strike squad. There is a conversion beamer. Yeah, but my son, of course, not very good. I mean, the Fombat can just spawn Rippers anyway. They could tie him up. I mean, is he even going to get the VPs here? Yeah, okay, he caps down here with the Aversa Assassin. He takes this VP with the IST, nearly kills the Termagants. We've got a flank from the Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant. And I guess the Carnifex are just going to chill here and guard this place. So the Aversa's like, okay, I'm out. Just got Rippers chilling in the mid for some reason. Classic Razorback smoke. I'm not really sure why the Hive Tyrant retreated. Perhaps he's seen the Terminators coming up to his rear. Aversa just going to tank this damage for now. Going to go for the Warriors. I'm pretty sure he can't kill them though. Oh, he's going to try. Oh, he's got the Bio Meltdown. Bio Meltdown plus Psychon. So I guess he can. If you want to get your Homogons away, just let the Carnifex deal with him. Cap the damn VP. Whoops. Cap the damn VP with the Homogons. Oh, he actually managed to slay them there with the Carnifex. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Holy shit. Terminator's going to finish off the Hormagaunts with their Side Cannon and Stormbolters, and now they can chop up the form back. They're not going to do too much with their Halberds. Ripper's going to make their way over to the Purgation, well played by Astartes to not retreat. To not waste his charge there. Saving the charge for a vital moment to get out from that AV attack. But suddenly the game's changed in terms of VPs. Check it out, 2 VPs in favour of Sgtsmith because the Razorback forced off the Hive Tyrant on this side. But I was going to say, now the Hive Tyrant's coming back out, he actually needs to switch to something useful, which he is. Picked up those Crushing Claws. But he could be kited. He can probably just tank the IST damage and just cap this VP if he wanted. Probably can't tank the Strike Squad damage, not without the Bonded Exoskeleton to give him that little bit of invulnerability. That would not be a bad idea for Astartes right now. Help him in the capping game tremendously. Wow, a direct hit there from the Conversion Beamer. Unlucky. And another! Jesus Christ. I know he's bigger than most heroes, but this is crazy. And a third one, what the fuck? Now this Vortimer Razorback is going to be exceedingly problematic. You've seen how difficult the Rhino was to deal with. How on earth he's going to deal with Vortimer Razorback, I'm not entirely sure, and it's going to be a great counter to the Carnifex. I guess for Astartes right now, this is all just a game of map control. You just zone out the Vortimer with your Carnifex and Rippers and whatever shit you can throw at them while you cap the VPs. There's only 7 VPs, so basically, if Astartes can get a 2-to-1 cap at any point, he wins. Because there wouldn't be enough time to get the decap then. Oh, but I think this Carnifex is dead now. The Vortimer should just be able to chase it down. A bit of a failed charge, because he charged into this area which he can't pass. Yeah, just going to be able to hunt down that Carnifex because it went for the form back. Form back good against the Terminators, like I say, but of course it's vulnerable to the Vortimer. Yeah, I mean, Sgtsmith says that Nids in tier 1 are a nightmare. I mean, look, they're good in tier 1, but when you're playing on a big map like this, I feel like his macro was off. I feel like you need to play a lot tighter. Like, forget down here. Don't even send isolated units down to contest that, because you know they're just going to get forced off. You got to blob your IST with your hero in the early game. And look, man, if your opponent's going to be going a huge tier 1 where he's going for hero war gear plus 5 units, you're going to need more than 3 units in tier 1. I'm sorry, it's not, you know, how are you going to compete in the map control? And I feel like Astartes really let Sgtsmith back into this game when he stopped building units in tier 2 and decided he wanted to do some sort of tier 3 play. And, you know, he should know that the time when the OM gets back into this game is when they get access to their Rhino, and when their strike squad gets exponentially better with the Justicar. That's early tier 2. So if you don't buy any units early tier 2 and all you do is upgrade some adrenal glands, you're just opening the door to let them get a comeback. And of course that's exactly what happened here. Then with the combination of the Grey Knight Terminators and the Vortum of Razorback being exceptionally hard to stop, because you want to fawn back to kill the Terminators, but then the Vortum counters that. And then you get a Venom Carnifex to counter the Vortimer, but then the Terminators can counter that. So it's exceptionally hard. You need like a Venom Cannon Carnifex, a Fawnback, and a Neurothrope to deal with this. And maybe even a Venom Brood too. And obviously, you know, Astartes was nowhere near being able to get all that. But yeah, he didn't need all that because he could have just won in VPs in tier 2. But there you go. That's what you're getting from this one, folks. A little bit of Ordo Malleus versus Tyranids. I don't know why the Ordo Malleus keep fighting Tyranids, but it is what it is. Maybe we'll find some more Chaos replays soon. That's going to be all from your boy Torpid. I am signing out.